In this video, we will learn the new approach of creating dropdown in ASP.NET Core by using select list item. In few previous videos, we have created a dropdown by using HTML option tag and we have used select list. Now here is the third approach and here we will be using select list item. Let's start. We need to create a dropdown by using select list item. Select list item has several operations that are required to create a dropdown. It will give you some extra functionalities as well. So this is the most recommended and best way to create a dropdown. Let's open the Visual Studio. Here again we are back to our Bookstore web application, and in few previous videos we have created a dropdown by using option tag and select list. Now let's open the controller folder. The controller is available inside controllers folder and the name of our controller is book controller. We are using this action method to create a new dropdown, and right now you can see we are using select list. If I go to the view of this particular action method, right click on this one and choose go to view. Over here you can notice that we are using an HTML select tag, and inside this select tag we have written ASP4 and we have written ASP items. In this ASP items, we are passing some data which is coming from controller's action method. We are not going to make any change over here in this select tag. We will make all the changes on this action method. And here, instead of using this select list, now we will be using select list item. Perfect. So let's just remove this entire data for a while. And first let's have a look what is this select list item. Let's right click on this select list item and choose go to definition. Here you can see that this is available inside Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.MVC.rendering. It means this is a part of MVC. Inside this select list item you can see we have multiple constructors. Each constructor has its own value. Here we can pass text and value. Text is something that is visible to the user in the dropdown, and value is the value property of the corresponding text. Okay, here you can notice that we have few more properties. First one is disabled, group, selected, text and value. So we can use these properties to create a dropdown. And if you have noticed over here that this select list item will work only for one single object. For example, we are working on the language dropdown, and right now in the language dropdown we have 5 languages. So this select list item will represent one language at a time. So it means if we are using 5, then we need to create 5 objects of this select list item. And in real world application, we get data dynamically from some other place. So it means there might be n number of records in your dropdown. To resolve this problem, over here we will be using list of select list item. Okay, let's go back to the controller. And over here we need to use list of select list item. Right now you can see that we are getting this entire data from this private method. Here we have get language and it is returning list of language models. But as we have already discussed that if we need to create a dropdown by using select list item, then we need to pass the data in form of list of select list item. So basically we need to convert this data to our list of select list item. Perfect. So let's do that. So this data is coming from get language, and over here we need to apply some LINQ methods and we will convert it to the list of select list item. Let's use select. Inside this select, let's write new, and we need to get the data in form of select list item. Perfect. Over here we need to define the property. So for example, first I have only text field. Okay, this text is coming from x.text. This text belongs to this select list item and this text belongs to this get language data. Okay, so right now I'm assigning only one property, that is text, and now we need to convert this data to a list. We can do that easily by using toList method. Perfect. Let's save all the changes. And we are already passing this data in the view bag. So we have viewBag.language and we are using this property onto our view file over here in this ASP items. If you want to pass your data in the property of a model, then you can do that easily. So basically you can create a new property into your book model. The type of the property should be list of select list item, and you can pass this entire data to your model property as well. And you can use that model property easily over here in this ASP items. We have already covered multiple ways to pass the data from controller to the view. You can use any one of them over here. And let's run this application in debug mode. Click on the add new book link. Okay, so here you can notice that we have a drop down, and this drop down has 3 values. Let's have a look on the details of the HTML of this drop down. So right click on this drop down and choose inspect. Okay, here you can notice that this is the drop down, and over here we have only the text property. We do not have any value property in this drop down because we are not passing any value property in select list item. So in case you need to pass only text, then you can use this approach. We have already applied some validations to this drop down in some previous videos. So let's choose a language. Suppose I'm using English, and click on the add book. Okay, let's have a look what we got into the property. Let's expand this book model. Over here in this language property, you can notice that we are having English. Let's click on the continue button. Since we have not filled other data, that is why we are getting these validations error for other properties, but in this scenario, this language property is working fine. Without choosing this language, let's click on the add book button. This time you will notice that we are not getting any data over here in this book model. Let's continue. And this time you can notice that we are getting a validation message for this drop down as well. This is the first way to create a drop down by using select list item, where you need to pass only text. Let's focus on this value as well. So right now, suppose we are using only the text data. There is no value into a drop down. If you want to select the default property, then you can assign the text over here. Suppose you want to display English as a selected value, then you can use English over here. Now let's learn how can we pass the value property. Let's put a comma, and here we use the value property, and this value is available in the ID field of the get language data. So we can use x.id. This id is integer, and this value expect an string. We can convert this integer to the string by using this toString method. Let's save all the changes. Let's comment this language for a while. Run this application in the debug mode. Again click on the add new book. This time you can notice that we are having same values in the drop down, but the difference is in the HTML. Let's right click on this drop down and choose inspect. Over here you can notice that this time we are having value property. Corresponding to each text, we have one value property. Okay, now let's choose a language, and let's click on the add book button. Over here in the book model, you can notice that we are having 1. This 1 value is corresponding to the Hindi language. Let's continue. Now let's learn how can we display the default value of this language dropdown. It is similar to all the concept that we have covered in some previous videos. We simply need to pass the value in this language property. Okay, let's run this application again. This time you can notice that English is selected by default. Now let's learn few more concepts about this select list item. And to learn that, first I need to remove this entire data, and let's create a new list of select list item. Inside this list of language, we need to create few objects. Suppose we are having select list item, and let's pass few data over here. Suppose text is equals to Hindi, and let's add some value as well. So suppose value is 1. Let's add few more objects to this list. Suppose the value for English is 2. Now we have Dutch 3, and let's add one more language. Suppose I'm having Tamil, and the value is 4. Okay, if you will run this application in this situation, then you will have a drop down with text and value. Now let's use few more properties of this select list item. Again, if I right click on the select list item and choose go to definition, over here you can notice that we have one disabled value. Let's use this disabled value because of some other reason. Suppose I want to display my data in such a way that it should be visible to the user, but user should not be able to select the value. For example, suppose for few users, I do not want the English language to be selected. So I can disable it easily. So I can use disable property, and inside this disable property, I can pass true. Let's remove this data from here and run this application by pressing Ctrl F5. Again go to the add new book form. Here you can notice that English is disabled by default. We cannot choose English over here. We can select Hindi, Dutch and Tamil, but we can't use English. If you will hover your mouse over here, then it will not work. You can use this disable property for multiple values as well. Suppose I want to disable this Tamil as well. So I can use disabled is equals to true. Again, let's build the solution. Go back to the browser and refresh this page. This time you can notice that both English and Tamil are disabled. We can choose either Hindi or Dutch. We can't use English and Tamil. Let's have a look on the HTML of this dropdown now. Let's expand this select, and here you can notice that disabled is true for the English and Tamil. That is why we are not able to choose this English and Tamil. If you want to display the default selected value for this dropdown, then either you can pass the data in this property over here, because we are already using ASP4 attribute on the view file, that is why it will work automatically. There is one more way to display the default selected value, and we can do that easily by using select property. So here you can see that we have one property with name selected, and we can simply pass true to this property. So now what will happen? These two values will be disabled, and this third value, that is Dutch, that will be selected by default. Okay, again let's build the solution. Build is successful. Go back to the browser, refresh this page, and just notice on the dropdown that Dutch is selected by default. This is how you can use select list item in your ASP.NET Core web application to create a dropdown. In the next video of this tutorial, we will learn how to create a group of data into the dropdown. That is all in this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.